Hi and Assalamualaikum. So this is the second recording for chapter 7, disciplinary system and termination of service. Okay, so we are going to continue with types of termination. So we have 4 types of termination: expiry of fixed term contract, resignation, retirement, redundancy and retrenchment. Next will be, this is the definition for expiry of fixed term contract. So when the contract expire, basically the term of the employment is already end. So they already agreed on stipulated time of period of time. So let's say, for example, the contract employment said that that particular worker is going to be hired for 2 years. So after 2 years, that one we call it as expiry of fixed term contract, right? Okay. So fixed term contract are acceptable to the industrial court if they are for genuine business reasons. Genuine business reason means memang dia bukan disebabkan ada rasa tak puas hati, rasa manager tak suka, hatred, whatnot lah. Because of memang dia dah sampai waktu dia punya expiry date. An employee on fixed term contract might file a claim under the Industrial Relations Act if his contract is not renewed. Okay. Let's say if or dia punya contract employment kata can be renewed, however the employer refuse to renew, then dia boleh file a claim bawah Industrial Relations Act. The Industrial Court will not interfere with an employer's decision not to renew a fixed term contract if the employee has an acceptable reason for the decision. Okay, so let's say employee ni tadi dia buat tuntutan lah, dia kata dia sepatutnya di renew. Tapi kalau katalah memang employer tu dia ada acceptable reason for the decision. Apa yang dikatakan sebagai acceptable reason? First thing first, memang kalau dah dia punya dalam contract employment kata tak ada clause yang mengatakan dia akan renew. Okay, habis. Tak boleh di renew. So memang tak boleh nak challenge lah. Benda tu memang dah ada dalam contract employment. Okay, so let's say another acceptable reason is performance based. So kalau employer boleh bagi dia punya dia punya evidence mengatakan worker ni tak perform well, dia akan renew based on the performance appraisal and KPI tadi, right? So kalau KPI tak capai 80% for example, dia dah tetapkan berapa banyak, then this is we call it as acceptable reason. So kalau katalah employer bagi all this evidence, industrial court tak akan interfere, right? Second will be resignation. Resignation ni berhentilah. Resignation is basically the employee, pekerja tu yang resign, dia sendiri yang nak berhenti. So employees have the right to voluntarily terminate his service for no reason. So dia boleh minta resign untuk apa-apalah reason. For example, the reason immigrating, whatnot. However, even it is allowed for the employee to resign, but they have to give 1 month notice, for example. Kalau dia tak bagi notice beforehand, dia kena bayar. Because company, it works like this. You akan dibayar gaji at the end of your month, right? Pekerja akan dibayar gaji bila akhir bulan. So, kalau dia tak bagi 1 month notice sebelum dia berhenti kerja, dia bahagian HR untuk payroll, dia tak boleh proses. Kalau tiba-tiba berhenti, esok dah nak berhenti dah. Dia tak boleh suddenly proses kata, oh tak payah bayar gaji. No, sistem tu dia akan buat 1 month before. Boleh? So, for example, kalau dia berhenti esok, at the end of the month tu, dia akan dapat gaji tu. So, dia kena bagi balik. Or, dia panggil kena bayar kepada company. But basically, bukan bayar. Dia bagi balik gaji tu tadi. Right? Kalau gaji tu, let's say kalau katalah, pekerja tu tak bagi sebelum notice, dia ada dalam term and condition dia. Kalau 3 bulan lah dia kena bagi notice. If not, they have to pay some amount of money back to the company. Got it? Alright. Okay. Some of the reason can be immigrating. Immigrating ni berhijrah. Hijrah bukan hijrah pakai tudung. Bukan. They are going to stay outside of Malaysia. Di luar negara. So, kita panggil immigrating. Kalau Thailand, madam, still luar negara. Singapore, still luar negara. Right? Starting own business. Dia nak berhenti sebab nak start business. Join another organisation sebab ada offer lebih tinggi. Returning to studies. Nak belajar. Staying home to look after dependents. Dependents means waris. Waris, it can be father, mother, children that mungkin have a problem in health problem, for example. So dia nak berhenti. Okay, so basically, employee can actually resign for any apa panggil any reason. Cuma dia kena bagi notice. That's it. Prior to resigning, employee must give notice. Ni to the employee as required by his contract of employment. Alright, so next is retirement. Retirement, the Minimum Retirement Age Act 2012 prohibits. Prohibits ni maksudnya melarang an employer from establishing retirement age less than 60 years. Right? So maksudnya apa? Melarang means that dia tak boleh retire before umur 60 years old. Means umur pesaran adalah 60 tahun dan ke atas. Because some student, they don't understand the words prohibits, terbalik pula jadinya. Dia kata bawah 60 tahun. No. 60 tahun ke atas baru boleh bersara. Because ayat dia prohibits. Prohibits ni tak boleh less than 60 years old. Kenapa ayat dia tunggal langgang? Bukan tunggal langgang. Pening macam ni, madam. Tak boleh straightforward. Ini ayat akta. Ayat akta dia macam tu. So, I tak boleh nak tukar lah. Right? Please remember, prohibits maksudnya halang. Means that 60 years and above baru boleh retire. Okay. Before this, the age of retirement is 56. And then, they add up for 58. Right? Now, currently, we are using 60 years and above. So, those who actually baru nak masuk kerja untuk dalam government lah ya. Retirement is for government servant. You need to retire 60 years and above. And benda boleh berubah. According to, you tengoklah nanti dia akan ada akta-akta baru. Got it? For now, it's 60 years old. Alright, if the employer wish to retain employee, he may offer him further employment. Okay, let's say after 60 years old, employer dia nak retain, dia boleh ambil pekerja tu further employment by contract. Dia akan ikut sebagai contract worker. Like for example, lecturer usually after retired, they are going to be teaching on contract basis. Sebab sometimes pensyarah kalau dia dulu lah ya, skim dulu, dia retire umur 56, dia rasa dia boleh mengajar lagi. Yang dia nak mengajar because bosan kot duduk rumah. So dia akan go for contract basis. Contract ni dia taklah sehektik everyday job kan, sebab contract basis. Employers can assist employee to survive the retirement period by providing EPF. Okay, so we already learn about compensation. Dia ada employee provident fund, dia ada dia ada pension plan. For government servant, retirement is based on dia boleh pilih. Either you want to choose EPF or you want to choose pension plan. It's up to the employee. Got it? Kalau dia choose pension plan, automatically masa dia choose tu EPF dia stop. So dia boleh keluarkan EPF dia. Got it? Boleh ya. But for private sector worker, dia retired juga, bersara juga. But they does not have option pension plan. Kalau dia nak, dia boleh pergi ke mana-mana financial institution, dia boleh minta untuk buat pension plan on their own. Sendiri-sendiri pergi minta. Potong berapa. Itu untuk dia sendirilah. Okay? Alright? So, kalau retirement for private sector, dia tak wajib 60 years old. Private sector, dia terpulang kepada company. Yang tu boleh tengok company punya polisi berapa. But for government, it is 60 years old and above. Okay. Right. So, for the redundancy and retrenchment, redundancy means berpertindihan. Retrenchment adalah kena terminate lah. Occurs when the employer has excess employees. When they have excess employee, dia akan buang pekerja dia. That's why dipanggil retrenchment. Redundant ni maksudnya pekerja terlampau ramai tapi position tu tak cukup. So that's why dipanggil redundant. How can this happen? Macam mana redundant ni boleh berlaku? First, it can cause by merger and acquisition. Merger adalah merge from two company become one. Alright? So contoh dulu, now dia dah pecah balik. Sony and Ericsson. Sekarang dah tak ada dah Ericsson tu, tinggal Sony. Sony and Ericsson is two different company. They merge into Sony and Ericsson. So bila dua company, contoh company A ada 300 pekerja, company B ada 300 pekerja. Dia jadi satu company. Bila dia jadi satu company, dia hanya memerlukan 350 orang pekerja. What happened to the rest of the employee? They are going to be terminate or retrench. Got it? Boleh faham? What are the differences between merger? Merger tu join together lah. And acquisition. Acquisition ni ambil alih in Malay. Ambil alih macam mana you? A bigger bank, usually dulu kan, 1997, masa recession dulu. A lots of bank, they are being acquired, dia dah diambil alih. Bank sampailah tinggal bank sekarang yang kita dengar, Maybank, CIMB Bank. Dulu adalah hasil daripada a few small banks diambil alih oleh Maybank, then nama dia akan kekal Maybank. Nama dia tak join. Like tadi Sony and Ericsson, dia join together. This one dia ambil alih. So dia tak jadi dua nama, dia akan jadi nama Maybank. Contoh. Right? Tu beza dia. So sama juga ceritanya. Dua company, company besar ambil alih company kecil, pekerja dia ada 200, company asal ada 300, tapi dia nak guna 350 je. So the rest will be retrenched. You get what I mean ya? Faham ya? Restructuring. Redundancy also happen because of restructuring. Restructuring means a company can actually decide to downsize dia punya worker, kecilkan bilangan worker. Reason why, mungkin capital dia tak cukup, duit tak banyak. And boleh jadi because of economic recession now because of the problem right now, pandemic, as well as masalah duit lah senang cerita. So dia nak kecilkan. Okay, dulu ada 3 department, sekarang nak kecilkan jadi 2 department. What happened to the one department yang dikecilkan tu? Pekerja dia. That's why kena retrench. Right. Okay, so next will be financial problem. Of course lah kan, capital kan. Bila duit tak ada, memang akan jadi pekerja akan di-retrench. Okay. Changes in technology because of the development of technology, the exist of technology that actually dia dah replace the use of human being, like toll. Penggunaan toll girl. Dia cerita kan toll girl. Sekarang dah tak guna toll girl dah. So what happened to that worker? They have to find another job. Got it? Boleh ya? Faham redundancy? Redundant employees may be retrenched. Boleh dipecat. Retrench ni sebenarnya bukan in a words pecat tu macam salah dia. No. Boleh dikeluarkan lah kan. Because of the negative consequences of employee and society of retrenchment. However, society akan rasa benda ni kejam. Employers are expected to avoid retrenchment employees if possible. Right? Employers sepatutnya kena avoid kalau possible. So, what are other options that employee can do to avoid retrenchment? First, freeze external recruitment and redeploy employees into any vacancies which arise. Do not employ any more worker, any new worker. Use the existing worker inside your company. Even though you have one position or one job offering yang mungkin orang tu pension dah, mungkin orang tu dah retired, tapi still guna pakai employee yang sama. The good thing is nobody is going to be retrenched. The bad thing is, not bad thing lah, the downside, downfall maksudnya kekurangan dia. The employee have to be multitasking. Employee akan buat semua kerja. Sepatutnya kerja tu dilakukan oleh 3 orang, tapi because of the company cannot afford to employ new worker, so the existing employee need to do all the 3 scope of job. Boleh faham ya? It happens in private sector usually. That's why if you think that a student have a very difficult life, it's very hard for a student to comply with ODL, whatnot. It's very hard for a student to study at home because of all the interference, all the problem at home, blah blah whatsoever. you need to realize that a worker, especially in private sector, if they work in a company, they are afraid that they are going to be terminated at any time. But they have to face all, dia terpaksa terima hakikat, kena kerja untuk 3 position pun jadilah, tak apalah, buat, janji dapat gaji. Alright. So kena tahu, and because ada student yang complain kata susah. But basically job ataupun nanti bila-bila you dah kerja, it will become more challenging. Right. Next is conduct a voluntary separation scheme. Voluntary separation scheme is manager will give option to worker. Those who are going to resign. Resign dia tak guna perkataan retrench. Resign on their own will be given some compensation, which we call it as voluntary separation scheme. So dia akan bagilah, the company will pay like, for example lah, 30,000. So dia akan bagi 30,000, please resign untuk mengurangkan pekerja. Okay, so that worker have to find another job somewhere else. The good thing is, the worker does not have bad reputation because he resigned, but does not falls under termination. Dia bukan dipecat, dia resign. Resign tak ada masalah. Alright, okay. Reduce cost. Electricity cost, bill cost, water cost, whatever cost involved. Reduce. Reduce wages if employees agree. Yeah, this is happening here right now. Instead of you don't have a worker, don't have any job, in order to live lah kan, nak hidup kan. Right now people are being terminated. There's no job. Lots of people are jobless right now. So they need to agree to reduce the wages. So nak tak nak kena agree. This happen. So this is life lah. Reduce wages. If employees agree lah, tak boleh lah paksa. If let's say paksaan dia tak suka, mungkin dia akan bagi option VSS lah tadi. Alright. Okay, so the procedure for retrenchment. A manager need to follow this procedure for retrenchment. Consult the trade union and inform the workforce. First, go to the trade union tadi, consult dulu. Lepas tu, trade union nanti kita belajar chapter 8 ya. And inform the workforce. Bagi tahu we punya pekerja nak buat sekian-sekian. Tengok apa pekerja you respond. Choose who to retrench. This one is very difficult thing to do. However, because of you don't have, as a manager, you don't have any other option. You need to live. You need to survive. Your company need to survive. So you need to retrench those who have low performance based on performance appraisal. Provide outplacement service. Outplacement service is basically you are going to refer this worker to another company. And you are going to give like, dipanggil surat, apa tu? Referring letter lah. Surat untuk refer. Surat mengatakan pekerja ni bagus. Kami terpaksa let go of this worker because of blah 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 whatsoever. So outplacement service. Okay. So you tolong worker you lah untuk dapat kerja if possible. Recommendation letter, yes. Okay. Inform the labor department. You need to, as a manager, you need to inform the labor department, jabatan buruh. Pay termination or retrenchment benefits. Ya, macam tadi VSS, what not tadi. Kena bagi ya compensation. Alright, okay. Dismissal for misconduct. Alright, this one is for if let's say your worker actually do a misconduct. Misconduct ni means dia ada buat salah laku lah dalam you punya company. Kalau dia buat misconduct is any behavior which is in conflict with the employer's interest. In conflict tu means dia jual information to another to competitors ke? See? Alright. Employers have the right to punish an employee for misconduct. Ya, boleh ada hak untuk punish. Kalau manager misconduct, mencuri ke dalam company, jual maklumat dekat kompetitor, this will be punished by dismissal. Kalau tak datang kerja tu still boleh bagi warning. Right, okay. Before dismissing an employee on ground of misconduct, see, before you do anything, there's procedure. An employer must careful record any complaint of alleged wrongdoing. Alleged ni dituduh lah. kena record. Record tu bukan recording, no. You kena ada bukti. Kalau supervisor bagi tahu sekian-sekian hari dia telah buat ni. Lepas tu ada gambar ke, ada CCTV ke, right? Investigate the complaint thoroughly. As a manager, you need to investigate, make sure that the allegation, tuduhan tadi, is correct, true, betul. Charge the employee. If let's say the employee is bersalah lah, the employee is actually the fault of the employee, so you can charge the employee. Either you need to dismiss, tengok apa kesalahan dia tadi. Hold a domestic inquiry. Domestic inquiry is basically dia perbicaraan, however this is inside the company, right? Dalam company tu sahaja. So dia akan buat perbicaraan, the employee, the alleged dituduh employee yang ditujuh tadi akan mempertahankan diri. So dia akan bagi evidence, dia akan present all the records, what not. Kalau dia didapati bersalah, then tengoklah apa punishment tadi. To that extent, the worst come to worst, the employee can be dismissed. Boleh dipecat. Dismissal for poor performance. So the previous one is dismissal for misconduct. That one is salah laku, something that can lead to crime. But this one is because of the worker is low in performance. Sometimes dia tak sengaja. However, there are some rules ataupun steps that you need to follow in order to dismiss this kind of worker. So first thing first, warn the employee. Bagi warning dulu. Verbal as well as written. Assist him to improve his performance. So you need to ask him to go for training, coach him, bagi knowledge, what not, and give him adequate time to improve. Bagi masa untuk improve. However, if you already done all this, but the employee still have low performance, lower than you expected or the standard, you need to dismiss. But it's no longer become something tak menjadi kesalahan lah, wrongdoing of you, because you already give the warning, what not, you already give the opportunity and chances. Frustration of contract. What does it mean by frustration of contract? Frustration of contract occur when an employee is unable to perform the work for which he was employed because of reason beyond his control. Sometimes a worker have a terminal disease. Disease maksudnya penyakit yang tak boleh sembuh lah. So dia boleh jadi, kita panggil dia frustration of contract. Bukan dia tak nak, tapi because terpaksa, beyond his control. For example, satu, detention by the authorities for lengthy period of time. Detention means kena contohlah in investigation by the authority, tengah dalam siasatan polis. So ini bukanlah benda yang employee boleh control. But kalau terlampau lama, majikan need to do something. Serious illness, medical incapacity, betul. Kalau kena serious illness like cancer, tak boleh bekerja. Medical incapacity, tiba-tiba suddenly lost his leg or hands. Withdrawal of license required for the job. Because of the withdrawal, digantung license tu being suspended. Sebab ada kemalangan contoh. Okay, so dia tak boleh nak buat kerja sebab tak ada lesen. Tak ada lesen kereta ke, tak ada lesen nak jentera berat ke. So because of this, kita panggil frustration of contract. Okay, constructive dismissal. Constructive dismissal adalah dibuang. Constructive ni, it refers to ni. In order for an employee to successfully win a claim that he has been constructively dismissed. These are the criteria. Constructively dismissed ni means sama ada dia telah dipecat secara fair or not. Okay, right. So, right now, when this happen, when constructively dismissed happen, employee boleh buat claim. So, in order for the employee to successfully win a claim, untuk dia dapat menang lah kan claim tadi, tuntutan tadi, these are the criteria. Boleh? The employer must have breached the employee's contract of employment. Majikan yang kena breach contract. Dalam kontrak kata 2 tahun. Contoh ya, sepatutnya kontrak habis 1/1/2021. Suddenly the employer terminate the worker sekarang lah, hari ni. So dia dah breach the employee's contract. Dia boleh, employee can claim. Boleh? The breach of contract must a breach of major or key element in the contract. Kena benda yang besar. Macam termination, dipecat, itu benda besar. Kalau sekadar cuti 2 hari, tiba-tiba majikan kata, tak boleh lah buat cuti 2 hari musim-musim pandemik ni. Kita terpaksa kerja overtime. Itu not a major contract. Key or element in the contract. Got it? The employee must leave his employment in a timely manner. Okay. So, if let's say the employee is being terminated or dismissed, dia dah bagi tahu dismissal dia tu hari ni. Memang effective 24 hours. So, dia kena keluar dulu. Baru bila dia keluar dulu, ikut apa yang sepatutnya, dan kalau dia rasa dia tidak dia telah dipecat secara tidak adil, baru dia buat tuntutan. Win a claim tadi. Boleh? Jangan pergi still nak berdegil lah. Macam tu. Alright. Okay, the employee must leave his employment as a result of the breach and not for any other reason. So, employee tadi tak boleh sebab marah tau. Marah tu dia keluar terus, tak nak pergi kerja. Padahal, majikan kata, you kena kerja sampai akhir bulan ni. Tapi sebab marah, aku tak nak pergi kerja dah lah. So, dia tak pergi kerja. Disebabkan dia tak pergi tu, dia boleh dijadikan sebagai reason untuk majikan kata employee tu yang breach contract. Faham maksud I? So, kenapa dia ajar you ni? Later on, kalau you sebagai pekerja, kalau you sebagai majikan, jangan buatlah benda ni. Jangan buat, maksudnya janganlah pecat orang tak tentu hala kan. Tapi sebagai pekerja, bila you katalah you telah dipecat secara tidak adil, you dapat notis hari ni, sila kosongkan tempat kerja akhir bulan. You pun marah. Lepas tu you tak nak pergi kerja dah. So dia dah jadi apa? Kalau orang yang tak belajar HR, dia akan marah dan dia tak pergi kerja. Sebenarnya majikan boleh gunakan alasan tu sebagai you dah breach the contract. Because kalau you tak datang kerja within 2 consecutive days without any reason, you boleh dipecat. Faham ya? Penting ni. So itulah pentingnya belajar human resource management. Alright, okay. So that's about it. I think you have, I don't know lah about you, but I have actually learned a lot in human resource punya syllabus. Not only for your grade, not only for your diploma, but it's actually for your knowledge in future. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you very much.